All right, guys. I want to talk about how cats evolved from being wild to worship to pets. Have you ever shaved your hair to mourn the loss of a loved pet? As many of us have grown up with that and had cats of our own, we could all share the feeling that sometimes it seems like the pets own us. In the article, Feline Fortunes Contrasting Views of Cats in Popular Culture by Elizabeth Atwood Lawrence, it tells of when Herodotus proclaimed that all members of a household should shave their eyebrows in the case of the death of a family feline. It was customary to risk your life in order to save yourself and your cat from disaster, such as in the case of a house fire. The deceased cats were taken in high regard to the sacred city of Bubastis, embalmed and buried as members of royalty. I'm here today to discuss the symbiotic relationship of cats and humans and how our ancient ancestors bestowed worship onto these animals long before we originally hypothesized, leading to the modern domestication of cats. I will be discussing the origin, worship, and evolution of cats as pets. Why cats? What benefit do they provide their human counterparts? What benefit did we provide them? Today, we'll take a deep dive on the history of our feline friends. To further understand the role of cats in our lives, let's look back at the beginning for these pets. The origin of cats goes back a lot longer than we originally thought. For as far back as humans have recorded history, we have had cats in our lives. In the article, Early Taming of the Cat in Cyprus, by J.D. Vignier and team, they discuss an excavation led by Jean Guyenne of the Collège de France, where his team discovered the bones of a cat in the grave of a man laid in Cyprus. Knowing that Cyprus was separated from the mainland, they have hypothesized that the cats were led there by man. They have dated the finding to around 7500 BC, or almost 10,000 years ago. Domestication of an animal consists on the need of humans for the animal to flourish. This coincides with the understanding that humans had begun mass cultivation of grain and storing grain in containers for future use. This practice led to an increase of varmint, and the humans needed solutions in protecting their harvested crops from these rodents. A partnership with wild felines seemed to be the key, as the cats would help secure the area from rodent obstruction. These cats were descendants of Felis sylvestris libica, a wild cat that still exists today in the wilds of North Africa and Southwest Asia. Although slightly larger than the Felis catus we are accustomed to today, these cats strongly resemble our domesticated friends. Felis catus is the only domesticated species in the family Felidae. We originally thought of cats to have been domesticated by the ancient Egyptians due to their mass worship of them and their hieroglyphs and mummies and statues left behind. In ancient history, civilizations were known to have worshipped these cats. Ancient Egyptian cultures would pray to their feline gods. Mafdet is widely considered the first known cat goddess, the symbol of judgment, justice, and execution. Mafdet was immortalized in statues and hieroglyphs and prayed to as a god. Later on, Bastet became to be known as the more popular and prevalent cat goddess in Egyptian times, symbolizing protection, pleasure, and good health. We can understand the protection cats provide, knowing they are natural-born hunters and extremely territorial. Ancients could store their grain and have it guarded by the felines. They could also be warned of snakes and other predators with the help of their cats. This helps us understand the pleasure of having cats. The bond shared between pet and human provides comfort and companionship, which leads into the symbol of good health. It is known that the range of vibrations of a cat's purr is similar to that of the frequency used in vibrational healing practiced by many doctors. State University of New York at Stony Brook had Dr. Clinton Rubin and his team study these effects and found these vibrations could actually increase bone density. V.K. Bowditch reports that physical therapists have long used vibrations to strengthen muscles, ligaments, and tendons and to lessen pain and swelling in people who are hurt. It's almost as if the cat was a miracle animal, and the ancients did not hesitate to display their appreciation. The evolution of cats as pets has come about very slowly over their existence. Herodotus, a Greek historian who lived from 44 to 425 BC, proclaimed the illegality of killing cats. His remarks on the importance of cats in the household led to practices such as, yes, shaving the eyebrows of the entire family when a house cat would pass away. Cats had reached a member of the god status, and their importance was symbolized in the casts of mummies and the statues of pharaohs. Often shown with feline heads and human bodies, this symbolized the powers of the cat goddesses bestowed onto man. As cats evolved from the wild and into our home, We could look at the way humans evolved as well, needing them to protect our crop from rats to sustain a livable existence provided the understanding of their importance. As they became closer members of the household, we began to immortalize them and take symbolism from their existence. By taking in the known information on the domestication of cats, we could further understand how we coincide with these animals today. In conclusion, our relationship with cats has slowly evolved from the wild to the living room. What once was cats serving us has slowly turned into us serving them. As time has moved on, religious practices have changed. The majority of cultures do not worship pets. We do, however, accept these animals into our family as one of our own. There is still an extremely symbiotic relationship that exists between cat and human. Cats today serve many of the same original purposes. Ever had a cat bring you a mouse or a bird to your doorstep? Ever taken a picture of your cat and framed it on your mantle? As far removed from ancient times as we are we really that different? Just remember, the next time you see someone with shaved eyebrows, it may be appropriate to offer your condolences while they mourn the loss of a cat.